Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, sorry for the background noise. I am babysitting a 3-year-old, so if there's any of that, sorry. All right, Ed and Kip. Oops. Monkey dropped a rock. Ed rolled it to Kip. Kip rolled it to Ed. Ouch! Ed kicked the rock. I rolled it into a cave. Uh-oh. It rolled out. A big bug came out. He was mad. I was taking a nap. Can we play? Ed rolled the rock to the bug. Bug rolled it back. It rolled far. It rolled into the water. Oh, no! Splash! Ed and Kip slid down. They went into the water. A rock! A big head came up. It was a crocodile. Help! Help! Ed and Kip were scared. Crocodile opened wide. In jumped Bug. He poked and bit. Crocodile was surprised. Bug jumped out. Crocodile watched Bug. Ed and Kip threw the rock. Crocodile bit hard. Crunch. Ow! Ed and Kip ran home. Bug rode. Monkey dropped the log. More fun! Back to my nap. The end.
All right, that was nice, short and sweet. I like it. Looks like Trent is gonna go next. Let me give Trent presenter.
Hi. All right. Ooh, I'm about to start dying. All right, can y'all see this okay? So the book I'm reading today is called Mr. Brown Can Go Moo, Can You? And this is a book that I grew up on, or probably when I was around 7 or 8, that I loved a lot. But let's get into it. Eek, eek, cock-a-doodle-doo, boom, boom, blurt, blurt, dribble, dribble, dop, 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 grumble, grum, grum, splat, splat, tick-tock, tick-tock, hoo, hoo, choo-choo, knock, knock, buzz, buzz, clop, clop, slurp, slurp, pop, pop, sizzle, sizzle, moo. All right, let's get started. And Mr. Brown can go moo, can you? Oh, the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. He can he can go like a cow. He can go moo moo. Mr. Brown can do it. How about you? He can go like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz. How about you? Can you buzz? He can go like a cork. Pop pop pop. He can go like a horse feet. Clop clop clop. He can go eek eek like a squeaky shoe. He can go like a rooster. Cock a doodle doo. He can go like an owl. Hoo hoo hoo. Eek 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 cock a doodle doo. Hoo hoo hoo. How about you? He can go like the rain. Dribble dribble dribble. Stop. Dribble dribble dribble. Stop stop. He can go like a train. Choo 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 choo. Oh, the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. Moo moo, buzz buzz, pop pop pop, eek eek, hoo hoo, clop clop clop, dribble dribble, dop dop, cock a doodle doo. Mr. Brown can do it. How about you? Mr. Brown can whisper, very soft and very high, like the soft whisper of a butterfly. Maybe you can too. I think you ought to try. He can go like a horn. Blurt, 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 blurt. Like a big cat drinking slurp, slurp, slurp. He can go like a clock. He can tick. He can tock. He can go like a hand on the door. Knock, knock. Tick tock, knock, knock. Oh, the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. Blurt, blurt, slurp, slurp, cock-a-doodle-doo, knock, knock, and hoo. He can even sizzle, sizzle. He can do that too, like an egg in a frying pan. How about you? Mr. Brown is smart as they come. He can do a hippopotamus chewing gum. Grum, 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 grum. Mr. Brown is so smart. He can even do this. He can even make a noise like a goldfish. Boom, boom. Mr. Brown is a wonder. Boom, boom. Mr. Brown makes thunder. He makes lightning, splat, splat, splat. And it's very, very hard to make a noise like that. Oh, the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. Moo, moo, buzz, buzz, pop, pop, eek, eek, hoo, hoo, clop, clop, gerbil, gerbil, dop, dop, cock-a-doodle-doo, grum, 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 choo, choo, boom, boom, splat, splat, tick, tick, tock, sizzle, sizzle, blurt, blurt, knock, knock, a slurp and a whistle and a fish kiss too. Mr. Brown can do it. How about you? And that's it. Oops.
All right. Awesome job.
And that's it, folks.
All right. It looks like Destiny is next. Destiny, you're on the listen only, so you'll want to fix that so we can unmute you.
It looks like Destiny's having a little trouble. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Now
Good.
Can y'all hear? Okay.
We can hear you now.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yep, we sure can.
Okay. This is What If by... Wait, did I read this last time? I didn't read this last time.
No, you didn't read this one. You read the little bug monster one.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, it says What If by, I don't know, I'm going to guess this is Sarah Maxman. Okay. What if your hair was big and orange and really bright? What if one eye was green and the other eye was blue as night? What if you were small and quiet? What if you were quiet and very small? What if you were super, super duper tall? What if your color was unusual and unique in its own way? What if instead of standing still, you like to sway? You see, being different is special and can give your spirit a lift.
Hi.
Being different is beautiful and magnificent. It's what makes life a gift. If all of us were exactly alike and totally the same, we'd be boring and dull, and that would be a shame. Everyone is someone special. We are all one of a kind. Just show the world who you are. Let your you-ness shine. What if your big orange hair was the perfect place to rest on a while? What if your quiet nature made you the perfect helper for an injured crocodile? What if the way you liked to sway encouraged your friends to have fun, dance, and play? What if your being your own color made you stand out in the crowd, and seeing you made everyone shout their differences aloud? Being different is really amazing and perfectly okay. Each of us has something to share in our own unique way. So what if we celebrate each other? And what makes us different too? Because today is the perfect day to be exactly and totally you. Okay, that's the end of my book. Let me stop sharing.
All right, let me see. All right. I think it's Alina. You should have presenter now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. And we can see your screen, so you're good to go.
This book is called The Cat in the Hat, one of my favorites. The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two. I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball, so we sat in the house and we did nothing at all. So all we could do was sit, 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 sit. And we did not like it, not one bit. Bump. And then there went a bump. How that bump made us jump. We looked, then we saw him step on the mat. We looked, and we saw him, the cat in the hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it's wet, and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny. I know some good games we can play, said the cat. I know some new tricks, said the cat in the hat. A lot of good tricks. I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind if I do. Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said, no, no, make that cat go away. Tell the cat in the hat you do not want to play. You should not be here. He should not be out. He should not be here. Your mother is out. Now, have no fear, said the cat. My tricks are not bad, said the cat in the hat. Why, we can have lots of good fun, if you wish, with a game that I call Up, Up with the Fish. Put me down, said the fish. This is no fun at all. Put me down, said the fish. I do not wish to fall. Have no fear, said the cat. I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, with a book on one hand and a cup on my hat. But that is not all I can do, said the cat. Look at me now, said the cat, with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. I can hold up 2 books. I can hold up the fish and a little toy ship and some milk on a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on the ball. But that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. Look at me now. It is fun to have fun, but you have not to know how. I can hold up the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold up the toy ship and a little toy man. And look, with my tail, I can hold a red fan. I can fan with a fan as I hop on the ball, but that's not all. Oh no, that is not all I can do. That is what the cat said. Then he fell on his head, and he came down with a bump. From there on the ball, Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell off a pot into the pot. He said, do I like this? Oh no, I do not. This is not a good game, said our fish as he lit. No, I do not like it, not one bit. Now look what you did, said the fish to the cat. Now look at this house, look at this, look at that. You sank our toy ship, sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house, and you bent our new rake. You should not be here, when our mother is not. You get out of this house, said the fish in the pot. But I like it here. Oh, I like it a lot, said the cat in the hat to the fish in the pot. I will not go away. I do not wish to go. And so, said the cat in the hat, so, I will show you another good game that I know. And then he ran out. And then, fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back in with a box. A big red wood box. It was shut with a hook. Now look at this trick, said the cat. Take a look. Then he got up on the top with a tip of his hat. I call this game Fun in a Box, said the cat. In this box are two things. I'll show to you now. You will like these two things, said the cat with a bow. I will pick up the hook and you will see something new. Two things, and I call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. These things will not bite you. They want to have fun. Then out of the box came Thing 2 and Thing 1. And then they went to us fast, and they said, how do you do? Would you like to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2? And Sally and I did not know what to do, so we had to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2. We shook their two hands, but our fish said, no, those things should not be in this house. Make them go. They should not be here when your mother is out. Put them out, said the fish in the pot. Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things. And he gave them a pat. They are tame, oh so tame. They will come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet day. Now here's a game they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in the house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in the house. They should not. Or the things they will bump, or the things they will hit. I do not like it, not one bit. Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those two things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, thump, thump, bump, down the wall in the hall. Thing 2 and Thing 1, they ran down. On the string of one kite, we saw our mother's new gown. Her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. We saw one kite bump on the head of her bed. Then those things ran about, with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, and with hops and big thumps, and all kinds of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way they play. If mother sees this, what would she say? Then our fish said, look, and our fish shook with fear. Your mother's on her way, do you hear? Or what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it. to find us this way. So do nothing. Do something fast," said the fish. "Do you hear? I saw her. Your mother. Your mother is near. So as fast as you can, think of something to do. You will have to get rid of thing 1 and thing 2. So as fast as I could, I went for my net. And I said, with my net, I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net, I can get those things yet. Then I let down my net. It came down with a plop, and I had them at last. Those things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, "Now you do as I say. You pack up your things, and you take them away." "Oh dear," said the cat. "You did not like our game? Oh dear. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame." Then he shut the two things in the box of the hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. "That is good," said the fish. "He has gone away, yes. But your mother will come. She will find this big mess. And this mess is so big and so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up. There is no way at all." And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat. "Have no fear of this mess," said the cat and the hat. I'll pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick I know." Then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake, and the rake, and the gown, and the milk, and the strings, and the books, and the dish, and the fan, and the cup, and the ship, and the fish, and he put them away. Then he said, "That is that." And then he was gone with the tip of his hat. Then our mother came in. She said to us two, "Did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do?" Alina and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on there that day? Should we tell her all about it? Now what should we do? Well, what should you do, if your mother asks you? And that's the end.
Awesome job. I love the Cat in the Hat story. All right. It looks like Angel is going next. Angel, oh, never mind.
I just wanted to let you know we did have one more come in, and so I'm gonna put him in there too. Isaac's married too, but
Okay.
I'll put him in the order of the thing.
Okay. All right, Angel, you should have presenter and you should be good to go.
Okay. Let me see. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes. Ooh, good book.
Okay. I never read this book before, so it seems really interesting when I look through it, but here we go. The Most Magnificent Things. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things, he unmakes things. One day, the girl had a wonderful idea. She was going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it. And she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and they get to work. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures, while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She has decided to try again. The girl saw and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds some antenna. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese, but none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She plumps the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. I'm no good at this. I quit, her assistant suggests as a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mat gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts one on one, the shapes of another, the will to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, and painting. She starts to assist. Her assistant makes sure that there are no distractions. This is the perfect thing to ward off bears. This will stop the leak. This one's all wet. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, but it's a bit heavier than expected. The color would use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It is really the most magnificent thing. And that's enough.
Awesome story. All right, so it looks like we have a couple friends, a couple high schoolers. Sorry, I'm so used to calling my kindergartners my friends. A couple high schoolers that want to read again. So, Rosalie, you're going to go ahead and read again. So I'm going to make you presenter, and you should be good to go.
Okay, before I start, I have a question for y'all. Who likes dinosaurs? Well, if you guys do, this book is for you. Dinosaurs. Oh, that's good to hear. My brother's obsessed with them, so I know a lot about them. Dinosaurs means fearful great lizard in Greek. Dinosaurs are between 230 and 65 million years ago, millions of years before people lived on Earth. Now, here are all the names. I'm going to try to pronounce them the best I can. I know most of them, but not all of them. I have an Olivraptor, and then Chiosaurus, a Protoceratops, and then Kylosaurus, Stegosaurus, an Apiosaurus, a Brachiosaurus, an Argiosaurus, and a Tyrannosaurus. There were small dinosaurs, big dinosaurs, and huge dinosaurs. Whoa! A fossil is the remains of a plant or animal that lived at least 10,000 years ago. Sometimes when dinosaurs died, mud and sand over other materials slowly covered them. The remains of the dinosaur became fossil. Although dinosaurs lived for millions and millions of years, the first fossil that scientists determined to be those of dinosaurs were not discovered until the 1820s. Paleontologists are scientists who study fossils. Since the paleontologists have studied fossils found at discovery sites around the world, by doing this, they have been trying to learn what dinosaurs look like. Study fossils also help us learn how dinosaurs lived. That there are about 1,000 known kinds of non-bird dinosaurs. A plant eater had teeth that were fairly flat on top. A meat eater had curved teeth that were curved and sharp. By studying fossilized teeth, paleontologists have learned that most dinosaurs were plant eaters. Some were meat eaters. Here are some dinosaurs. There's a sauropods, stegosaurus, and ankylosaurus, a ceratops, an orthopodus, a theropods, and a prosauropods. Paleontologists have divided non-bird dinosaurs into 7 main groups.
Whoa.
A parasopod, a plesiosaur, an ankylosaur, a mesosaur, a ranchosaur, a herosaur, and a melosaur. Proterosaur were one of the earliest groups of dinosaurs that ate plants. Most of them had long necks, lizard-like heads, and long tails. Theropods, a Turborosaurus, a Deinonychus, an Oviraptor, a Megalosaurus, an Allosaurus, a Gigantosaurus, and a Tyrannosaurus. Theropods were only meat eaters. This group ate plant-eating dinosaurs and other animals. Some actually may have attacked and eaten the other theropods. They were the most aggressive of all dinosaurs. A sauropods. We have Brachiosaurus, a Saltosaurus, and a Pachysaurus, a Dilophosaurus, and an Angiosaurus. Sauropods were the longest and heaviest dinosaurs of all. They were plant eaters and had very long necks and tails. Stegosauruses. Stegosaurus, a Kinosaurus, and a Worosaurus. Stegosaurus has plates on their backs and sometimes spikes on their tail. They may have used their spiky tails to defend themselves. They were plant eaters. Ankylosaurus. This is called a club at the end of their tail. We have a Pinacosaurus, an Heliosaurus, and an Ankylosaurus. Ankylosauruses were heavy-armed dinosaurs. This group ate plants. Twins. We have a Triceratops. These are called horns. Also, Triceratops means 3-horned face. And then we have a Protostops. Cladosaurs had horns and frills. This group ate plants, and some may have lived in herds. Orthopods. A Lamberosaurus, a Parasaurolophus, a Sagittarius, and an Amphiphorosaurus. Orthopods are the dinosaurs that usually had either bills or beaks. Some of this group usually had shaped crests on their heads. Brachiosauruses, Olivaptor, and an Ankylosaurus. Paleontologists think that most dinosaurs had excellent sight, smell, and hearing. These senses were used in searching for food and guarding against attackers. Female dinosaurs laid eggs. Many dinosaur hatchlings were able to live on their own after hatching from their shells. The baby Tyrannosaurus. Here's all the eggs that are hatching. They did dig holes so that they could keep them safe and all in one place. Some other dinosaurs took care of their young until their hatchlings were able to live on their own. This is the Marasaurus. They made a nest and put grass over it so that when the babies hatched, they could feed it to them. After a meteor hit the Earth, it was called a meteorite, a crater. Scientists think a huge meteor slammed into the Earth's surface about 65 million years ago, making an enormous crater. Millions of tons of dirt, sand, and dust were blasted into the atmosphere. Volcanoes erupted. There were earthquakes and tidal waves. Sunlight couldn't shine through the dust and the dirt that darkened the sky. Many plants died, and along with them, the dinosaurs also disappeared. Dinosaurs no longer exist, but some plants and smaller animals survived the disaster. Life went on. An archaeopod, a bird-like theropod, lived about 150 million years ago. It had feathered wings and a feathered tail. Paleontologists think that birds are descendants of these dinosaurs. That's what the dinosaur bird looks like. Many people enjoy going to the Natural History Museum to see dinosaur exhibits. Dinosaurs, they were amazing creatures. Paleontologists continue to make discoveries about them. The end.
My brother is obsessed with dinosaurs too.
How old's your brother?
What?
How old's your brother?
He is almost 2 years old.
That is so cool. My brother is 3 and he loves dinosaurs a lot. I hope you all enjoyed it.
I do love dinosaurs. He can already say T-Rex.
That is so cool.
All right, we have 2 more readers today. So Destiny, I gave you the presenter again, and then Isaac will be our last one after Destiny. So you should be good to go, Destiny.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, thank you. Today we're going to read Lilo and Stitch, Friends Forever. Okay. So it is a little bit more reading, but there's pictures on it still. Okay, it says, on a distant planet, a blue creature named Experiment 626 stood before the Grand Council, his creator, Jumba Jukubai, with him because 626 destroyed everything he touched. Jumba was accused of creating a monster. The Grand Councilwoman turned to 626. Show us there is something inside you that is good, she said. Miga no la quista, replied 626. So naughty, the Grand Councilwoman gasped. It has no place among us. Take it away. Experiment 626 was put on a spaceship that would drop him off on a distant planet before he reached his new home. He escaped in a police cruiser. He headed straight for Earth and the tiny island of Kauai. Sorry if I'm pronouncing their names wrong. The Grand Councilwoman sent Jumba to Earth. An Earth expert named Pleakley to retrieve 626. Meanwhile, on the island of Kauai, a little girl named Lilo ran as quickly as she could. She was late for her hula class. When she arrived, Lilo scurried into line, leaving a trail of salt water behind her. The other dancers slipped on the wet floor and toppled over. Stop, yelled her teacher. Lilo, why are you all wet? She explained how she had dived into the water to feed a fish a peanut butter sandwich. You're crazy, said Myrtle. One of the dancers. Lilo pounced on her. Lilo yelled her teacher, pulling her away. I'm sorry, said Lilo. I'll be good. But no one wanted Lilo to stay, so she went home. Lilo was very lonely. She didn't have any friends. Her parents were gone, and her big sister, Nani, though a good big sister, was having a hard time learning how to be a parent. To top it all off, a social worker was threatening to take Lilo away from Nani. That night, the sisters got into a huge fight. Lilo went to her room and slammed the door shut. Nani went upstairs and apologized. Suddenly, Lilo saw something flash into the night sky. A falling star, she cried. Get out. I have to make a wish. Nani went into the hallway but stayed by the door so she could hear her sister's wish. I need someone to be my friend, Lilo whispered. Nani hadn't realized how lonely her little sister was. Tomorrow, she decided, they would get a dog to keep Lilo company. The flash Lilo had seen was Experiment 626 ship crashing on the island. A trucker found him and took him to an animal shelter. All the other animals were scared of 626, but he didn't care. He scrunched two of his forearms into in toward his torso so he would look more like a dog. That way he'd be adopted and have a place to hide from the aliens who were chasing him. Lilo and Nani soon arrived at the shelter. "Hi," Lilo said when she saw 626. "Hi," the creature replied, and then gave her a hug. She walked back to the front room and told Nani she'd found the dog she wanted. "He's good," she said. "I can tell his name is Stitch." They took Stitch home, even though Nani thought he looked strange. Nani was glad Lilo finally had a friend. When she left for work, Lilo and Stitch went for a ride. They rode all around the island, even stopping for ice cream along the way. Stitch was wild, but he and Lilo had fun. Later at the restaurant where Nani worked, Stitch spotted Jamba and Pleakley, who were dressed as tourists. When the aliens tried to capture Stitch, he almost bit Pleakley's head off. Nani's manager was furious and fired her. It was just the kind of thing Lilo and Nani didn't need. At home, Stitch also began to tear things apart. "We have to take him back," Nani said. "We adopted him," Lilo cried. "What about Ohana?" Dad said Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind. Nani finished. I know. She remembered how welcoming her parents had been, and she remembered how welcoming her parents had been and how important family was to them. She changed her mind. She would give Stitch another chance for Lilo's sake. That night, while Lilo was sleeping, Stitch found a book called The Ugly Duckling. He looked through it and noticed that the duckling was by himself a lot, just like him. He woke up Lilo and showed her the book. She explained that the duckling was sad because he didn't fit in. Stitch knew how that felt. He wanted to feel like he belonged somewhere too. Lilo decided to show Stitch how to be good so that he would fit in. First, she tried to teach him hula dancing. He did pretty well until his twirls got a little out of control. They tried the ukulele at first. Stitch was rather good, but all of a sudden he began to play the instrument like a heavy metal guitar and smash. All the windows around him shattered. Finally, Lilo took him to the beach. Here she decided he could show everyone what he had learned and how good he could be. Stitch grabbed his ukulele and waddled to the shoreline in front of all the tourists. He began twanging away. The tourists loved the music and swarmed around him, taking pictures, but the flashes were too bright for Stitch. He grabbed a camera and smashed it into bits. A man soaked him with a squirt gun. The blast of waters made Stitch angrier. He grabbed the tourist and hurled him through the air. Everyone ran away as fast as they could. They were frightened. Lilo was upset. Stitch hadn't learned how to be good. Plus, the social worker saw what had happened and was worried about Lilo's safety. That night, Lilo decided to talk to Stitch. Our family's little now," she told him, "but if you want, you could be a part of it." But Stitch knew he had made life harder for Lilo and Nani. He turned towards the window. "Ohana means family," Lilo continued. "Family means nobody gets left behind. But if you want to leave, you can." Stitch climbed out of the window and headed into the night. When Lilo woke up, she told her sister that Stitch had left. "It's good, he's gone," she said, trying not to sound upset. "We don't need him." Lilo, Nani consoled her. "Sometimes you try your hardest, but things don't work out the way you want them to. Sometimes things have to change, and maybe sometimes they're for the better." Then she left to look for a job. Meanwhile, Jamba found Stitch and was chasing him through the forest. Stitch realized he didn't want to leave after all. Lilo was his friend. He ran back to the house. When Lilo saw him, she knew what he she knew she had to help. What are we going to do? She asked. Together they fought Jamba. Together they fought Jamba, but it was a losing battle. In the process, the aliens destroyed Lilo and Nani's house. Lilo ran into the forest, devastated. Stitch followed her. You're ruining everything, she told him. Just then, Captain Gantu, another alien sent to capture 626, trapped them and put them in a containment pod on his ship. Stitch escaped, but the ship took off with Lilo inside. Stitch knew that he had to save Lilo. She was the only friend he had in the entire galaxy. He found Nani, and then he convinced Jamba and Pleakley to help them rescue Lilo. They fired up the police cruiser and raced after her. When they got close to Gantu's ship, Stitch jumped out of the cruiser. He landed on the windshield and crawled towards Lilo, but Gantu managed to shake him off. Lilo saw her friend. Don't leave me, okay? She cried. Okay, he replied. But Stitch managed to get back to Gantu's ship. He climbed through the windshield, threw Gantu off, and rescued Lilo. You came back, she said. Nobody gets left behind, he replied. He finally understood how important family was. With Lilo in his arms, Stitch leaped onto the cruiser as Nani, Jumba, and Pleakley flew by. They went to the beach where the Grand Councilwoman was sitting to take Stitch home. This is my family, Stitch said, pointing to Lilo and Nani. He was allowed to stay on Earth, and the social worker decided not to take Lilo away from her sister. Lilo and Stitch hugged each other happily. They knew they would be friends forever. Okay, that's the end. Sorry for pausing sometimes.
All right. I love Lilo and Stitch. I actually have a sign in my house that says "Welcome the Means family." So, let's see.
Bye.
Oh, thanks for Kindergarten, we have one more story to read.
Bye.
Okay, kindergarten, we have one more story to listen to. One more reader. Okay, one more story to listen to.
I love that movie.
Yes, it is a good movie. All right, Isaac, you should have presenter, so go ahead whenever you're ready. Isaac, if you're trying to talk to us, we're not able to hear you. Oh, looks like he's reconnecting.
Can you guys hear me? Oh,
Yep.
sorry. Okay.
Yeah, now we can.
I can.
Okay, cool. Okay. I'm going to be reading The Giving Tree. Okay. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day, the boy would come and he would gather her leaves and make them into flower crowns and play king of the forest. And he would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples. And they would play hide and go seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much, and the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew old. And the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in the shade and be happy." "I am too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I only have leaves and apples. Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you can have money and you can be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a very long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy. And he said, "Come, boy, come climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy." "I am too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife and I want children. So I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house. But you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his home. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a very long time, and when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I am too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." So the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a very long time, the boy came back again. "I'm sorry, boy," said the tree. "I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone. My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." "I am too old to swing on branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I am too tired to climb," said the boy. "I am sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump, and I am sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could, "well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, come sit down and rest." And the boy did. And the tree was happy. The end.
All right. Thank you for sharing that story. I saw someone said one of their teachers had read that story to them before. So awesome, awesome job. All right.